What's going on in AI just really needs to stop. You guys really have no idea what you're doing, and it seems like fun. You're using these tools and you're doing these prompts and you're creating caricatures, you're creating, different images of yourself, and you're creating all these things. And even with the creations that you're doing, do you realize that we black and brown people are being pushed so hard to use these AI tools that we didn't create, tools that we don't own, tools that we don't have any equity in. And basically what we're doing is we're giving them our image, our likeness, our culture for free. See, a lot of these AI systems that were built, we're built by people who are not like us, but they want to make money off of us. So they are pushing us to use their tools, to use their AI systems, and they're branding it as, oh, you'll be left behind if you don't use these systems, or you'll be, AI's taking over jobs and all of that. And it's like, we're not being encouraged to build these tools. We're only being encouraged to use the tools that are already out there. And what we are doing is that we are giving away our image, our likeness, and our voice pretty much for free. And these AI systems that we're using, these tools that we're using, are basically training off of us because they lack the human side of things, and they lack the cultural side of things because they're not built by us. And because of that, they are marginalizing us. They are pushing it within the black and brown communities constantly. All on everyone's timeline is, hey, you got to use these AI tools so you can learn and you can make millions off of. And the thing is that AI doesn't create. It duplicates, it copies. So you can tell an AI tool, hey, build or create a storybook for me. Most likely is going to scrub and scrape the internet to pull something that's already out there. So if you're not even using your originality, your original voice within these tools, you are actually just stealing and copywritten work. And you know what's so crazy? That there's a company named Anthropic, and with Anthropic, it's one of the biggest companies in AI, and they are behind Claude. They just got sued for $1.4 billion because they actually scraped and took copywritten books without anyone permission. They had to pay all those authors off. Yet we are going on these systems and we're giving them our likeness and our image for absolutely free. We're not protecting ourselves. We're just going all in and thinking that we're going to make millions and millions of dollars. And some people might make money. You might. However, if the AI system that you're using, the tool that you're using, they scraped the internet and gave you somebody's work, is going to be taken right back from you. So I don't think that people really realize the dangers of what's going on within these systems. They would have to pay other groups and other communities for their culture, for their image, for their likeness, for their voice, for their originality. AI cannot duplicate what's already in us. And as creators, because black and brown people are the most creative people that's on this planet. And as creators, we're just feeding them our information so they can give it to somebody else, because that's all it's going to do is just duplicate what we've already created. And instead of you being able to monetize off your creation, you are giving it to them so they can monetize off of it. So I just want to caution everybody to be careful of what you're doing and what you're giving away within these systems and how you're giving it away. Just really be careful of using these systems. And you want to use these systems, and don't get me wrong, again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I am not anti-AI. However, you need to use these tools strategically. You want to use them very strategically, so you protect yourself where you're not taking someone else's work, or two, you protect your own work. And that is what the Creator Shield is about. It's a course to teach you how to protect your work in this digital age, in this AI era, because your work will be taken right off the, as soon as you post it, as soon as you, and businesses, I can see a wave of lawsuits coming about because you weren't strategic in using these tools, and you allow these tools to scrape the internet to give you somebody else's work. I can see it happening over and over again. You know, I have a client that used ChatGPT to help them come up with a business name. They couldn't come up with a business name on their own. So I had a client to use ChatGPT to try to come up with a name. And they came up with a name, and they asked Chat, you know, is this name taken? Chat swore up and down it wasn't taken. They asked it over and over again, used different prompts. Chat says, nope, this is the original name. And then they told me the name, and I just did a simple search, and guess what? Not only was the name out there, the name was already trademarked. So we have to be very strategic and not blindly just follow these tools and allow these tools to just give us anything. You have to be extremely strategic with your prompts, extremely. And I don't know if other groups are really teaching that. They're just teaching, use this tool. It's amazing. You can get this done fast and you can get that done fast, which you can. However, you need to be extremely mindful of what you're entering into these prompts, and you also want to make sure that you're protecting your work. So the Creator Shield is going to be released very, very soon. I definitely would recommend that you go to my website and you download for easy access, because it's going to be at a discounted price for a limited time only. After that, the price will go up. This is Maisha. I just want to make sure that everyone is protected in what we're doing out here. I want to make sure that the businesses that you're building off of these tools are actually something that's not stolen someone else's work, someone else's work that's already been copywritten or trademarked. So again, my name is Maisha. Stay original, stay powerful, stay protected.